You ready? All right, take two. Welcome back to Fabrication 101. It's great to have you guys back in the shop with me today. And today it's the day after New Year's. New Year's Day. No, today's the 2nd, so it's the day after New Year's. Happy New Year to you all. Hope you guys all had a good one. Hope 2024 treats you guys well. I'm looking forward to some fun times in this 2024, and hopefully some good things happening here as well. We're back trying to finish up some work on the Bronco. Our goal, our mission.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it,
is to get the links sorted out on this thing. The lower links shouldn't be too much of an issue. I just got to put the mounts up on the frame. The only challenge there is those links are heavy. And so when you're trying to hold it up with one arm and put a bolt through with the other arm and then use your toes to tighten the nut, it gets a little challenging. So we'll get that worked out. But I got these other cool little link brackets from Ballistic Fabrication again. This is a whole kit. It's supposed to go with some other parts that I've already modified. This part goes on the frame to add some extra beef. This part flips around and gets mounted like that for our upper link mount. And then this is half of my lower link mount, and it's going to get mounted. Actually, it'll go something like this, thusly. Maybe not quite that much angle, but anyway, something like that underneath the frame. Should make things go pretty smoothly, and hopefully, cross my fingers, make this putting these parts in fairly easy, because I have a feeling I'm gonna have a lot of work cut out for me ahead of this project. So without putting things off too much longer, let's go ahead and get started, and we'll get these links slammed home and put where they need to be.
this tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
All right, we made some pretty good progress. We got our mounts pretty much welded up. I got a few more things to do. I need to... Am I zoomed in? Nope. I need to add these plates that are going to go on the top here, something like this. Actually, this one will go here-ish. I cut the ends off because the one on this side sticks off the back, and I didn't really want it hanging off, so what I'll do is I'll take this plate, run it down, bend it, and then put it down to the bottom so it looks nice and makes it nice and plenty strong. These things fit together really nicely, welded up really nicely, nice clean steel. You get some pretty decent welding going on there. Probably be easier if my lens was flipped around the other direction. Tried to weld inside there as much as I could, make them nice and strong, but I think they should be pretty good. I'm gonna take a break. I need to go get some I'm actually going to go get some 1-inch all thread to make a spacer P tool for those link joints. I'd rather not use the urethane end that I have, and having the 3/4 bolt in there leaves just enough room that I want to make sure that my holes align with the 1-inch. So I'm going to go run some errands, go grab some dinner, and we'll pick this back up tomorrow. Oh, that's on the camera, not on my... I thought there was a big black dot on my face. It turns out it's just on the camera, right there. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, well, there's nothing like rapid prototyping the wrong way, by making 3 parts when only one of them works. So you saw me lay this one out. This is the first one for this little bracket I'm making. Quickly realized that this was not enough material to put in the little swag off-road press brake, so I had to make another, redo it, bend it before I cut it kind of thing, and I did a really nice job putting this really nice 90-degree bend into this piece, only to realize I don't need a 90-degree bend. I'm making the piece that goes here, and this is like a 40 or 50-degree bend, depending on which way you're looking at it. So anyway, we got the proper bend in there, right? Got it trimmed off, and it fits pretty dang good. So you can see where I got my 1-inch all thread in there. Unfortunately, I could only buy like a 4-foot long piece of this stuff, and I only needed like 6 or 7 inches. But now I have some extra for something else. So anyway, this will get welded on here. I'll get that one welded up, and then we'll knock out the other side, and then we'll get these put onto the Bronco. Everything should be good. Everything seems to be going pretty smoothly, which sometimes concerns me. You never quite know when something's going to have a problem, but I did have to trim these brackets just a little bit, particularly the one on the passenger side, because it was actually hitting the floor. The driver's side one has lots of clearance because of it's where one of the spare gas tanks goes, so that shouldn't be an issue. So enough talking, we'll get this stuff welded out. All right, they're all welded up. and paint it a little bit. I wanted to get some paint on this inside. Both of these, they're still a little warm. I wanted to put some paint on the inside of those because they're going to be up against the frame, place where there's going to be prone to rust. I thought I had some weld through paint. I don't have any. This is just, I really like this Rust-Oleum Canyon Black. It's like a satin black, looks really good. One of these days I need to get my hands on some Steel It. That would be a lot nicer. That's a nice weld through paint. Would be good to paint this and the frame with that stuff so it doesn't rust behind the plates and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna let those cool off, or dry, cool off and dry. And then we'll be ready to put them in the Bronco on the frame and probably get those welded in. All right, well, after some significant welder yoga, I got both brackets are all welded in. Some of the welds are pretty okay. Some of them are a little rough. I think my welder's about due for a liner. I was having some feeding issues, like welds going along nice and smooth, and all of a sudden having trouble getting wire to feed. So either way, those look pretty good. I'm on to these mounts, which are going to be the upper link mounts. I don't know if I like these. I think I'm kind of thinking I want to build something that brings the mount lower, maybe even cut into this, cut back a little bit so I can bring the mount bolt down somewhere around here-ish. Maybe even keep the top of the mount below this, or at least a little bit lower. As it is, I think I'm going to end up having to cut all this old frame out of here. It's not doing anything anymore. It's just added weight. But I was hoping it was something I wasn't really going to need to get into, but I think clearance-wise, it's going to have to come out. On another note, how do people heat big shops like this? I don't think I want to spend the money for propane. My thought is a big wood stove, maybe converted to burn waste oil, but we got a storm rolling in outside. You can hear the doors blowing around a little bit, and I can feel the temperature dropping in here. And yes, I do live in Arizona. It's hard for me to really complain about the cold, but it's getting cold in here. All right, back out in the shop. Unfortunately, the camera battery died at some point yesterday. I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying to get those link mounts done as quick as I can. I'm running out of days here before I need to go back to my normal job. So I got it in there. It's the rear axle is setting in where it's supposed to be. You can see those upper link mounts up there. They are pretty close, although I do think the back of the Bronco is sitting a little low still. So next thing on my list here is to go ahead and build my links. I've already gone ahead and measured underneath. And the way I've always kind of done this is I'll figure out the length hole to hole and put a mark on my table, line up the center of the joint with the mark and with the edge of the table, and then I just measure for my tube length here. And I believe I'm at like 39 3/4 for these. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out of some quarter wall tubing because it's all I have that fits this stuff. It's kind of overkill, but there's nothing wrong with having a little extra strength underneath the back end of this thing. 120 wall I just don't think would be enough. I'd like to have like 3/16 wall, but this is quarter wall tube. I just happen to have a stick of it laying around left over from other projects, so we're going to go ahead and use it. All right, rear suspension's done now. I wish it was done. There's still a lot of work left to do. However, the links are good. The rear axle moves up and down the way it should. It's still relatively centered. I still need to fine tune the alignment, but everything looks pretty good. I do have some clearance issues. Right now, the bolts on the back of the diff cover are hitting the air tank that I put in a while back. Plus, the top of the truss is actually hitting the frame. So that kind of confirms my suspicions that I was going to have to cut out the back of the frame. It's going to get me maybe 1.5 inches more elevation change, but that 1.5 inches should put my tires right up to the top of the frame when it's completely bottomed out. Now, when it articulates, there will probably be some rubbing, but this is pretty heavy steel, so I'm not super concerned about it. But everything looks pretty good. I know these trailing arm style setups don't flex as well as a standard 4-link, but I think it'll work well enough for what I need to do. If not, we may have to make some changes in the future, but so far everything looks pretty good. Still got a pile of work to do. Still got a long ways to go before this thing is getting even close to United by Bronco, ready by United by Bronco. Ooh. I think the jack handle just scared the life out of me. I need to go change my pants now. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Fabrication 101. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate your support and all the comments and suggestions that I've been getting. Again, feel free to comment down below if you got any suggestions on how I should heat this big shop, or at least try to knock the chill out of the air, make it a little bit more comfortable to spend some more time out here. It's not too bad right now, but I think it's quite a bit warmer outside. So Anyway, we'll see you guys on the next episode of Fabrication 101. In the meantime, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and go build something.